Hello everyone, this is Taylor of Rejuve Medical Fitness. Today I'm going to be taking you through a full body rehab exercise class. So this is going to be intended for people that have not joined the program yet and just would like to try out a class to see what it's like, or for people that are currently in the program and have maybe missed a class and they need to make up that class somehow so they can follow along with this. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with a dynamic warm-up. So let's place our arms out wide, start crossing those arms, one over top of the other in front, really trying to open up through the chest. And then going one high, one low on opposite sides. Once again, trying to open up through the chest, reaching out high and wide. Then going into shoulder rotations forwards, getting the elbows up, going in as large of a range of motion as you can. Backwards. Very good. Then going up and back with full arm swings, reaching up as high as you can. Full ranges of motion, other way. Continuing to reach up as high as you can. Good. We're going to go to the ankle and wrist at the exact same time. If you need to hold on to something, you definitely can, but making a small rotation with both. Other way. Just going through a full range of motion, switching sides, and other way. Perfect. Next one, we're going to keep our feet planted. We're going to reach our arms out nice and wide, and we're just twisting with the upper body, reaching the arms out wide, kind of allowing those arms to loosen and swing. Good, one more time. And moving on to the hips, placing the hands on the hips, hip rotations. You're trying to keep your head in the same spot and allow your hips to do all of the movement. Other way, loosening up through the hips. And then proceeding down to the knees, hands on the knees, going forward and back, gentle knee bends. Getting those knees warmed up. Off to one side, making a small circle. And then the other side, keeping it nice and light. And then working on a bit of coordination, going down and out with both knees at the same time. Just going in as large of a range of motion as you feel good with. Other side. Excellent. And then we are going to go into a nice wide stance. Legs are straight, reaching the hands up high. We're going to draw a large circle with the arms, reaching down low and then up high. Only go in as large of a circle as you feel good with, keeping your lower back flat at the bottom. Switch. Nice large rotations. Take your time through it. And perfect. We are all warmed up there. Let's move on to the first exercise. So we're going to start with the lower body. We're going to do a bunch of standing leg exercises. So you're going to need to hold on to something. That could be a table, chair, countertop, whatever is stable. Holding on tight. We're going to place our leg in behind on one side, toes pointing into the ground. Keep that leg as straight as you can, lifting the heel up towards the ceiling, lowering back down gently. So a standing hip extension. And you should really feel that glute muscle working on that one side. Your upper body is staying nice and straight, so we're not allowing ourselves to hunch over, trying to keep everything nice and aligned. And depending on your skill level, you can do between 10 up to 15 reps of this. And as you can see, this is being done with control, so there's no swinging. All controlled. Good. Once you finished your 10 to 15 on one side, you'd switch to the other side. Point the toe into the ground, leg is straight, lifting the heel up. And you are trying to feel this in the glute muscle on that side and not in the lower back. So I want you to really focus on activating the glute. And if you do feel any strain in the lower back, just don't go quite as high. Really keeping that leg straight, really engaging those glute muscles. You should feel it. Keep the body up tall. Keep your upper body nice and straight. Awesome. Just 2 more. And good. Perfect. So that's the first exercise. Now we'll move on to the second exercise. Once again, it'd be good to have something to stabilize yourself on, so table or chair. We're going to straighten out the leg now in front of us. Toe is pointing up towards the ceiling and then outwards slightly. We're going to keep that leg straight and we're going to lift, lowering back down with control. And really trying to keep that leg straight and that toe pointing outwards. You should really feel this in your quad muscle, so you can actually physically feel it. And we just really want to keep the legs straight and the toes out in order to really activate the quad muscle. You should almost feel it more on the inner side of your quad. And once again, we're looking for about 10 to 15 reps, depending on your skill level. 2 more. Keep that movement nice and controlled. Good. And switching sides, balancing on one side, keeping the legs straight, toes pointing up and out. Lifting up, keeping that leg fairly straight. Only rising up as high as you're comfortable with. And just keep notice of your posture and your upper body, making sure you're not hunching over to do this. You should be able to lift the leg while keeping your upper body nice and still. And of course, the longer that you're able to kind of hold this for, more challenge you should feel. Nice and controlled. Focus on your breathing. Very good. Almost there. 3, 2, 1 more. Very good. Moving on. So you will probably need to hold on to something for this one again. You're going to place all of your weight on one side. You're going to lift that leg up so it's hovering above the ground, and you're going to gently bring that leg off to the side. Leg is staying straight. I would prefer if you could get your toes to point inwards a little bit rather than pointing outwards. We are trying to use our glutes for this one, so you should feel it in the back and not in the front of the hip. Body is staying nice and tall, so resist the urge to lean or hike the hip up. Resist the urge to kind of lean towards that side as well. Slow and controlled. And you can see it's not a huge movement. I'm not going really high. Just enough where I feel that glute muscle working in behind. 3, 2, and 1. So 10 to 15 reps on both sides, depending on your skill level. You'd then switch sides, place all of your weight on one side, gently lift that leg off to the side, keeping the toe gently pointed inwards. And really consciously activating the glute muscle in behind. It should feel tight. You should be able to physically feel it working. And just really take your time with this movement. More control is better. So it should never be a quick swing. It should always be nice and controlled. Focusing on keeping your body nice and tall and straight. Very good. 3 more and we'll move on. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, moving on to the next exercise. This one is going to be for your calf muscles, which is the one on the lower leg here. So we're gonna hold on to something, it'd be preferred, and then get yourself ready so that you are nice and aligned, you're nice and straight. We're not leaning into this. We're now going straight up on our toes, really feeling those calf muscles working, dropping down gently and slowly. Going straight up towards the ceiling, lowering back down slowly. So resist the urge to lean forward as you do this, because we want to go straight up. And really focusing on that slow descent. That should be with lots of control. So we should touch down gently onto the floor. Looking for 10 to 15 reps. Typically, closer to 15 is preferred for this one. Lots of control. Keep the core tucked in, keep the body up tall. Feeling those calf muscles working. They should be nice and tight. Very good. 3 more. Lots of control. Last one. Very good. All right. So those were all the lower body exercises. Let's move on to the upper body exercises next. So for these exercises, you are going to need a resistance band. So hopefully you have one of those nearby. The first exercise we're going to do is going to require something stable to hook onto. So you could use like a column, a pole. You can make a knot with your band, close it in a doorway. You can use a doorknob, whatever you have nearby that's stable that you can hook the band onto. So you have the band hooked around. We've got both ends in each hand. And if you have loops or handles, that also helps. You're going to step away from wherever you're anchored on, gently sitting back through the hips, keeping the body up tall, and we're going to do a banded row. So we're just gently pulling that band directly back, bringing our shoulder blades together, keeping our posture up nice and tall. Elbows stay close to the sides. And just be very careful when you do this exercise that you're not rising the shoulders up, you're not using those trap muscles. You're keeping everything nice and low with the neck. And just focusing on bringing those shoulder blades together, getting a nice full range of motion, so allowing the arms to fully lengthen, fully bend, releasing gently. We're looking for 10 to 15 reps once again. Really try to bring those shoulder blades together. That's where you should mainly feel this one. Good, 3 more. Good, and last one. Perfect. Okay, moving on to the second exercise. So this one you can do a couple of different ways. If you have your bands like this, you can just grab both ends with one hand. If that is a little bit too challenging, you could wrap your band around and just use one end of it though. Okay, so using 2 ends of the band, we're going to now hold on to that band, pin our elbow to our side, keep our body up tall, and now we're just gently pulling outwards and then back in. So body's up nice and tall, elbows pinned to the side, gently pulling to the side, back to the center. Very important on this one to keep your elbow pinned to your side. So you could even put a little towel right underneath your arm and make sure that does not fall out. We want to work our rotator cuff by doing an external rotation, and we don't want to involve our larger shoulder muscles where they come out wide and help. We want to just use our smaller rotator cuff muscles. And as you can see, fairly small movement, nice and controlled. You should really feel it on the back of the shoulder. Looking for the 10 to 15 rep range again. Nice controlled movements. 2 more. Good. And then you would switch sides. So we would turn to face the other side. We have some tension on our band. We're grabbing both ends of the band with one hand. And we are gently opening up to the side, keeping that elbow pinned in close. It also helps to have your thumb pointing upwards so that the shoulder joint is a bit more open. And try to resist the urge to turn with the upper body. We want to really isolate those rotator cuff muscles. We don't want to involve our trunk on this one. Keep the body up tall. Keep the elbow pinned in. 3 more. Lots of control throughout the entire range. Release. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next exercise. The next one does not require a band. You just need to have a wall nearby in order to place your hands on. So I'll show you from a couple of different angles. Let's go to this one here. So we're gonna go into a push-up position against the wall. Now from here, I want you to keep your arms fully straight, and we're going to push ourselves away from the wall and then gently back in. So very small range of motion, pushing away, pushing your chest away from the wall, back in. So it's like you're doing a push-up without allowing your arms to bend. Pushing away, your back may round just a tiny bit, that is normal. And we're just trying to work on a movement for our shoulder blades. So all of the movement is being done at the scapula. And this is called a push-up plus. We're doing a push-up, but just the plus version. So just the extra bit at the end. And if I show you guys from a different angle, it should just look like this. 1, 2. 1, 2. We're trying to target a muscle kind of right in here, right underneath the armpit, called the serratus anterior. And we do that by protracting our shoulder blades or bringing them forward. For this one, nice and controlled, take your time through it, really feel the muscles working right underneath the armpit, and that should be 10 to 15 reps again. Okay, and then we're gonna move into a ground exercise to finish up with. So this is gonna be a core exercise. So getting down to the ground, you've got your heels planted on the ground, you're lying all the way back, keeping yourself nice and flat. And then you're gonna allow your knees to gently drop off to the side. Going as wide as you feel comfortable with, slowly coming back into the center. And I want you to focus on your core muscles as you do this. So take your fingers, placing them halfway between your hip bones and your belly button, digging them in. As you bring those legs off to the side, you should feel those core muscles starting to tighten. Common mistake people will make with this is they just allow their legs to flop out. So I want you to drop with control. Back in, activating those core muscles. You should feel them working. Similarly, you could do one side at a time. So just dropping one side and then the other. Really focusing on core activation. So thinking about your belly button pulling in to your spine. If you do both legs at the same time, still looking for 10 to 15 reps. If you decide to do it alternating, make sure you get at least 10 on both sides. So once again, from a different angle, just allowing those knees to come off to the side, back in, activating the core. So very nice, gentle core exercise. Very good. So that would bring us to the end of the resistance training part of the routine. We're gonna move on to Tabata next. If you've seen one of my other videos, you know that Tabata is a high intensity interval training technique. So it is a 4-minute round of 20 seconds high intensity effort, followed by 10 seconds of rest for 8 rounds. So that is 4 minutes. So we're gonna do 2 different techniques with this today. We're gonna start with a stepping jack or a jumping jack. So we're gonna just simply raise our hands above our head as we step 1 foot to the side, back to the center, and we're just alternating sides. So we're gonna do that for 20 seconds as quickly as you can. So following along with me, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin. 20 seconds, as quickly as you can go. We're trying to work our cardiovascular system by getting our heart rate up. Keeping the speed up the entire time. Awesome, doing good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep yourself moving, 10 seconds of rest. Focusing on your breathing during those 10-second breaks. Good. Round 2, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Nice quick feet. Arms are continuously moving as well. Doing awesome. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 10 seconds of rest. Keep yourself moving. Feel free to shake out your arms, roll your arms out a little bit in between. Into round number 3. 3, 2, and 1. If your arms are getting tired lifting to the side, feel free to lift them in front as well. Come on, bringing the speed up. You can do it. Just pushing yourself as much as you feel good with. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 10 seconds of rest. Keep yourself moving. Roll things out a bit. We've got one more round. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Finishing strong. Keep moving, you got it. Remember to keep breathing. Last little push, you can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, keep yourself moving. Okay, we're gonna move on to the second exercise, which is going to be an ab twist. So to do this exercise, place the elbows up, hands are kind of on the back of the head, and we're just going to gently bring one knee up and the opposite elbow across. Knee and elbow coming across. Now, try to avoid crunching inwards as you do this. I want you to keep your body up tall. We're just simply turning the torso. And don't worry if you can't bring your knees across, you could just simply bring a knee straight up in front. The main thing we're trying to do is just turn with the upper body. That's the focus of this one, okay? So you have 20 seconds alternating sides, 4 rounds. Ready, set, here we go. Getting a nice twist constantly from side to side. Getting the whole body involved. Doing great so far. 3, 2, 1, and release. Walking it out. And feel free to just lift your legs as much as you feel good with. You don't have to get as high as I was doing there. Just do the best you can with it. Round 2, 3, 2, and 1. Nice quick speed, as quickly as you can go. Good push, you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, walking it out. Just 2 more rounds to go, you got it. Keep breathing, deep breaths in and out. Good, round 3, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Looking good, keep moving. Burning a lot of energy, going as quickly as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walking it out, one last round. This is your chance to put all of your energy into this last set, burning everything out. Here we go, 2 and 1. Nice quick speeds, you got it. Last little push, you got it. Don't give up. Twisting through the body, side to side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walking it out, releasing. So rather than standing still, after this you should go right into a dynamic cool down to bring the body back down to where it was before. So here we go, arms wide, crossing in front. Try to keep your feet moving. Loosening up through the upper body and the arms, high and low. Good, and shoulder rolls going forward. Backwards. Big swings. Other direction. Continue to focus on your breathing. Nice deep breaths in and out. Continue to move your feet. Good, down to the hips. Going into a hip circle. Feeling a little bit looser than when we started. Other way. Awesome. We're going to go over to a stable object so we can go into a hip swing. So bringing the leg up in front, swinging it in behind. Trying to open up through the hip, nice swings. And then switching sides. Holding on to your stable object. Kicking in front and in behind. Nice gentle swing. Perfect. We'll go down to now the knees, going forward and back. Perfect, and then circling to one side. Keeping this one fairly gentle. Other way. Then going down and outwards. Switch other way. And we'll do a couple of neck stretches to finish off with. So dropping the chin, rolling the neck side to side. Feeling a nice stretch through the neck. Looking over the shoulder, side to side. And then looking up and down. And finishing with ear to shoulder. Excellent. Give yourself a little round of applause for completing that routine. You did really good. So that was a nice follow along routine. If you are interested in joining the classes, please give us a call. Here is the information here. And if you are coming to classes and you missed one possibly, then I hope to see you back in soon. Have a great rest of the day.